Can self-medicating with medical cannabis be helpful for mood-related disorders like anxiety and depression? Thank you for this question from one of my viewers. Please keep these queries coming. They really are helpful in addressing some of the interesting questions around medical cannabis in general. Now, as you all may be aware, in the United Kingdom, as of 2025, when I'm making this video, we've got different versions of cannabis that is available to the public. You've got what is essentially a food supplement, which is what the CBD that is sold by health food shops and online shops. And then you've got the medical cannabis, which is a much more defined and stricter controlled product which can be prescribed by specialist cannabis clinics. Now, there's a distinction between both of them. With the medical cannabis or the cannabis that is available as a food supplement, that has not been subject to any major studies. There's only one component of the cannabis, which is the CBD, that is allowed to be sold as a food supplement. It's not known to have any of the psychoactive properties, and therefore that's been approved for sale as a food supplement. But that also means that the people who are selling it did not have to do any kind of scientific studies to actually distinguish between different products and different preparations that are available for varying medical problems. However, the medical cannabis that is prescribed by specialist cannabis clinics is much more tightly regulated, is better understood, and there is a varying proportion of CBD versus the psychoactive component, that is THC, and this percentage difference between both of them, and by adjusting the percentage, we probably can get a better reliable benefit for varying pain and mental health and neurological conditions. So that's the first distinction I want to make there. Now, when it comes to actually self-medication, I'm going to make the assumption here that if you're self-medicating, it's not the medical cannabis from the specialist clinics there, it's essentially the over-the-product or over-the-counter food supplements. From that perspective, we know that the CBD acts on a particular set of receptors, the endocannabinoid receptors that are in the body, and that means those receptors are present throughout the nervous and immune system. So if you're going to take a CBD product from a health food, then it's likely to have some amount of impact on your nervous and immune system anyway. And that means that if your nervous and immune system is something that can be calmed down and brought into a level of equilibrium and balance with a simple over-the-counter product of CBD, then you will find that your anxiety or your mood or your ability to become a bit more calm and regulated is improved. That's as simple as that. We can't really make any further judgment on the dosage or whether more of a drug will make a difference. But we know that the way the CBD acts, it's likely to bring about an impact on your mood. So in that sense, it probably is helpful. Now, I can't make any recommendations on particular food product supplements because I wouldn't know enough about the studies that have been done. But in general, CBD is fairly safe and there has been no reported case of harm because of CBD. So do discuss with the person who dispenses the over-the-counter stuff to you so that you're absolutely sure what dose to start with, what product you're taking, and which way are you taking it, i.e., are you taking it as a vape, are you taking it as a tablet, are you taking it as something that needs to be applied under the tongue, because the speed of onset of action could vary with all of these preparations. As long as you get that good information from the person who's selling the product to you, then I think it's a fairly safe way to try it for some of these mental health issues like mood and anxiety disorders. However, if you wanted a much better and clearer understanding of the medical cannabis, then I suggest you do contact some of the specialist cannabis clinics for more appropriate discussion around pros and cons, and then appropriate prescription that's tailored for your health, keeping all the other conditions that you might have. Thank you for listening to this video. I hope it's proved useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it of value. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and click on the bell button to be notified when the next video comes along.